Okay, so I was going through YouTube looking at a couple of these morning sports talk shows, and I saw this. I believe this is today or yesterday's, a segment from today or yesterday, and two topics that was broached. It was the LeBron James injury, story, and it was the Odell Beckham Jr. story to New England. And I'm gonna let it play, and I'm just going to fill in here and there.
The instigator at FS1, Rob Parker, still sore after the Patriots dynasty continued. But Rob, sports commentary, very proud of you. Okay, Lakers, story comes out, they're concerned about LeBron's injury. Who did that story? Probably his people. The LeBron.
Alright, it does that. Real quick. James groin injury story. I've already said, for anybody that knows, I already said that I believe that this LeBron James groin injury story is fictitious. I don't believe it's true at all. A guy goes the first 12 years of his career without a significant injury. Shit, sometimes not even a minor injury. Like he literally looks like an android out there, where he's doing all these explosive moves and he's taking a lot of hits and he's initiating a lot of, but that an injury history to speak of. And now, which is very convenient and is smart. Now, within the past few years, he's had a series of groin injuries. It's not a lot, just like I believe 3, maybe 4 different groin injuries where he missed, even if it's just a game. He missed a little bit of time here, a little bit of time there. And I'm not talking about resting games. I'm talking about when he was put on the injury report as injured by a groin injury. I believe it's fake. I mean, Rob Parker does touch on a point, which I'm not saying I ruled. I believe that it was because of another reason, and the reason was I believe that he was using a groin injury as a way of getting extra resting days, especially at home, because the NBA has this thing, or they have this new byline where at home your star players have to play. If they can play, they have to play. They could rest during some road games. Not a lot, but during some road games, if they need to take a game off here and there, they could do it when it's a road game. But when you're at home, you have to play if you're healthy. And I believe that LeBron likes to rest during the race because he just assumes his playoffs, and he'll take if LeBron could, without the NBA being up his ass about it, LeBron would take at least 2 weeks off, maybe every 3 or 4 months. Especially late in the season if they already solidified a playoff spot. Because it's not about where you're positioned for LeBron. It's just about getting into the playoffs. And, I believe that that's why he's doing it. I believe that's one of the reasons why he's doing it. I believe he's doing it. One of the reasons is because he wants to rest. Because he plays no defense. He plays all offense. And running on offense as much as he does and driving to the basket and taking all that contact, I believe that is the reason why he's not playing defense, is because of the age thing. I mean, he doesn't have the stamina he used to as a young man, so I mean, it causes him to rest more. It causes him to, do a half-ass job. I mean, I don't care about triple doubles. Triple doubles at this point in NBA history, is basically a double double now. So, that's what I believe. Give his approach to the whole situation.
People put that out there. I'm almost positive, Colin. Why? Because now you have an excuse. If the Lakers don't make the playoffs, or LeBron needs to take a couple of games off, or some situation down, you'll say, it's the groin. This is why he's not playing. To me,
sorry, I don't know how it does this.
it's it's a smart plan.
It's aggravating.
They can have an out when they don't make the playoffs, and I don't believe the Lakers are going to make the playoffs. By the way, so you think it's actually, you would think that's counterintuitive. You think the LeBron group leaks it, giving him an out if he missed the playoffs. Why don't you think they'll make the playoffs? Just look at their schedule. Here's my issue.
And one of the things, touching on the schedule, but not talking about the remaining schedule, talk about the games they've already played. And yeah, the Lakers haven't looked great when LeBron's not out there, but that's the LeBron effect. When people say the LeBron effect, that's the LeBron effect. When LeBron is on the floor for a team, he does almost everything for them, besides play defense. But offensively, he does almost everything for them. They spend most of their time standing in the corners, standing on the side, waiting for LeBron to drive, do a move, or whatever it is he's going to fucking do, and they wait for him to kick them out the ball. And that's basically what their offensive responsibilities are. So when LeBron goes down and it's up to them to generate offense, you don't know how to fucking generate offense, or you don't do it within a system that you've been doing for the season. You don't know how to do it. Last year, this team wasn't great, but they look similar to the way they did last year. The only difference is Lonzo isn't out there. Lonzo's not out there as much. Lonzo was a huge reason why the Lakers looked as good as they did last year. I believe Kuzma looked as good as he did last year. It was because of Lonzo, man. Like, when Lonzo was in the game, that team looked better than when he wasn't in the game. When he went out for the, I think a few games or a few weeks or something like that, the team looked lost. They didn't look like they knew what they were doing last year. When Lonzo came back, they looked better. They looked like they was a little more elite. Now, I'm not saying that they were a playoff caliber team, but Lonzo made a big difference on that team. And he may not have been scoring 20 points a game, but they were exalting Ben Simmons, and this dude couldn't fucking knock down a 10-foot jump shot. So, at least Lonzo could get you a 3 here and there. I'm pretty sure he can knock down a jump shot, at least mid-range. I'm pretty sure he can do that. But, like I said, man, they don't only treat Lonzo like that because of his father, man. If his dad wouldn't have said shit and Lonzo would have played the way he did last year, they wouldn't have called him a bust. So, but back to what I was saying. Last year, through 57 games, they were 23-34. This year, they're 28-29. You mean to tell me LeBron James, the best player in the world, he's only worth 5 wins to your team? A dude that took the 07 Cavaliers, who was just a bunch of pieces, not even really good pieces, just pieces. He got them to 60 wins in the NBA Finals? So, I don't know, man. I don't know.
And everybody says, LeBron's back now. He's been back for 6 games. Not one he didn't play in that load management game he set out. Yeah. But Colin, they're 2 and 3 since he's been back. Yeah. And I don't know if you've watched closely. Yeah. LeBron's not playing any defense. You're going to ask the other guys to roll up their sleeves and play defense? And then they were supposed to bounce back against the Atlanta Hawks. That was right? You lost in Philly. Big. You got embarrassed. So you come back, you beat the Hawks. Not only did LeBron have a triple-double and play well, he played 43 minutes and they still lost. So you're telling me when I look at this team, the Lakers aren't good with LeBron and aren't good without LeBron. We saw this team without LeBron lose to the Knicks and the Cavaliers at home back-to-back. That Knicks game, after they lost that game, the Knicks went on to lose 18 straight. Yeah. That team is not, the Lakers aren't that good, and I know everybody's looking at the past. Well, he made it to 8 straight finals. That was the Western Conference is a different animal.
All right, real quick. That's why the term LeBron effect. That's why for guys who don't exalt this guy, that's why it resonates so much. Because we've seen the way the impact they had on the Miami Heat the impact they had on Kyrie, Kevin Love, and the Cavaliers. I mean, when LeBron is in the game, it's all about him. Like, later on in this segment, Rob Parker's going to talk about Odell Beckham. Now, I want to do another video on Doug Gottlieb, who was talking about Odell a few days ago or last week or something like that. He was talking about Odell, and he brought up that he believed Odell was selfish. Now, I don't believe Odell is selfish. I believe LeBron is extremely selfish on the court. Seriously, I put LeBron, Russell Westbrook, Rajon Rondo. They all have a similar style of play. The only thing that's different is that Rondo, at least during his triple double, his search for the triple double, at least he played defense. Rondo was one of the best on-ball defenders in the NBA when he was in his prime in Boston. But yeah, Rondo, Russell Westbrook, LeBron James, they're all stat padders. And there's a difference between being a stat sheet stuffer and a stat padder. A stat sheet stuffer is a player like a D Wade back in Miami before LeBron and Chris Bosh got there. I mean, this dude could literally do everything, but he could do it in the flow of the offense and defense. He never went out of his way to just stack up numbers. He did everything because he was the best player on the team, and he was the more gifted athletically and probably mentally. I mean, he was the best player on the team. And he was a stat sheet stuffer. He could just play a good, 35, 40 minutes and just accumulate numbers over time. Now, the difference between LeBron, Russell Westbrook, and Rajon Rondo, they orchestrate their own numbers. LeBron orchestrates his own numbers. Russell Westbrook keeps track of all the stats to the point where he knows when he's about to have a triple-double or when one of his teammates about to have a triple-double. Rajon Rondo used to cook assists. He used to hold on to the ball for the first, 17 seconds on the clock, look to pass it to somebody, and then by the time he gets the ball to somebody else, they have to shoot. Even if it's not a good shot, even if they don't want to shoot it, they have to shoot it. So, yeah.
And everybody can poo-poo the Sacramento Kings and that they don't matter, and yeah, LeBron's going to beat the Kings and the Clippers. I just saw a Clippers team. They don't want to give up their pick. I get it, right? So they have an incentive to tank. They came back from 28 points in Boston. Is that the game you come back to win? Right. When you're down 28? The organization might want the players to tank, but don't tell me the players are not going to go out there and play with some pride. LeBron.
Because somebody made a point, and I'm starting to see this in players. On teams like Philly, on teams like New York, on teams that tank intentionally to get a high pick or, for whatever reason. For teams that tank intentionally, that goes against the nature of a professional athlete who was instilled with the urge to win. It's in every fucking professional athlete is to win, to try to win. And when you ask them, or when you set up the game plan for them to lose, I don't know, man. It just goes against what they. It goes against what they know. Somebody brought that up, and I agree with it. And I noticed that, like, especially in that, like he said, in that Clippers game, man. Like when they traded Tobias Harris, I mean, I'm pretty sure they were tanking. They were tanking. But for that team to fight back the way they did, and they also, I believe he was talking about the Lakers game right there when the Clippers played the Lakers. But the Clippers, I believe, beat Boston as well on a comeback. They were down by 20, 28. Yeah, that's the game he was talking about. Yeah, they were down by 28, man. Boston, being the overall better team, they got outplayed. They got outclassed by a team that just wanted to win it more. And I have no problem. Look, if LeBron played in a system where it was geared towards him accumulating high numbers, but his team was also winning as a team effort, not because he's putting up a whole bunch of numbers, and that's usually what you see for the past 4 years it's just LeBron putting up a whole bunch of numbers and steering his teams to wins, I don't have a problem with it as if it's in the flow of the coach's offense, man. But if it's just him out there renegading it like he is, I mean, how can he be a fucking great player if he's a detriment to every fucking teammate that he plays with? Like, people talk about he makes players better. He does not make players better. Kevin Love is a great player, even though he was on a shitty team. I mean, Kevin Love in Minnesota was a fucking beast, and that's why they traded for him. They traded a lot to get Kevin Love. Kyrie, I'm not saying that he was worse when LeBron got there, but there was no significant improvement. What else? Who else? Chris Bosh. Chris Bosh was an all-star caliber player in fucking Toronto. Even though he made an all-star team in Miami, he wasn't an all-star. He did not look like an all-star caliber player. And it seemed like every year that went by while he was in Miami, it looked like his role was relegated year after year, diminished more and more. I mean, how can he be better if everybody around him seems to have to take a back seat to him? I've never seen one game where he put a player or put a set of players first. I'll see a game where he'll pass the ball to fucking Kyrie. That's not putting Kyrie first. Everybody knew that he didn't like taking the last shot. He didn't like shooting late game free throws and all this other shit. So, I don't know about this whole look, man. I'm not saying Kevin Durant is better than him, but at this point, I don't know, man. I think I'm falling away from not saying that because Kevin Durant plays defense, and he plays defense at a high level, man. All right.
Molten relationship. Jeannie Buss has said Luke's my guy. My takeaway is LeBron doesn't love that because LeBron likes to have control. It's in his DNA. It's who he is, and there's nothing wrong with that. What do you make of Luke and LeBron?
I think that there is some problem there. And here's the other thing. Again, he's going to be made to be the scapegoat, okay, when they don't make the playoffs, or if they make the playoffs and get knocked out in the first round by the Warriors, because that's what it's looking like. It's one or the other.
Right.
So, Magic and Pelinka, they didn't hire him. I get Jeannie Buss. She can love Luke off to death. The bottom line is, if you're going to turn the organization over to those guys, they got to have their guy. He's not their guy. They might like him. If things are going well, you can stay with the guy. But once you don't make the playoffs or you get swept in the first round, all bets are off. So I think Luke is in a tough spot, and I think he's going to wind up being this.
Every coach since Eric Spoelstra has been in a bad spot. The thing about Eric Spoelstra that made him different than the other coaches that coach LeBron, or allegedly coach LeBron, Spoelstra had the confidence and the goodwill of what the hell is his name? Pat Riley. Shit, I had to think of his name. Pat Riley. He had the confidence of Pat Riley. And Pat Riley runs Miami. So all Spoelstra had to do was coach the team. They were going to be successful. You got 3 of the top 15 players. Shit, might have been top 10 players at that time. You have 3 of the top 10 to 15 players. You're going to win. You're going to win games. It's going to take time, but you're going to win. And they did. And that was the last time LeBron actually played in a system where it wasn't all about him. And shit, 2012 was his best year, man. I mean, this dude was knocking down shots that I've never seen him knock down before. I mean, I'm not saying that he was great from the free throw line, but he looked like he was playing better. He was shooting better. He was, defensively, I don't know, man. He just looked like a fucking superhero, man. Like, seriously, to me. And I'm not a LeBron fan, man. I'm very objective of LeBron. If LeBron has a great series, like last year in the playoffs, I thought that he was fucking phenomenal, especially against Toronto and what he was able to do in Boston. I believe those was his better performances I've seen him have for a while in the playoffs. And man, he looked like a fucking superhero in 2012, man.
LeBron's the GOAT, and Luke wanted to be the scapegoat. It's just so simple.
That's Odell Beckham Jr. and the Patriots. Bill does not draft college receivers well. Oh, they have 12 draft picks. Brady could use a dynamic playmaker and doesn't have perhaps the patience to develop a wide receiver out of college football. What do you make of that story?
First of all, shame on the Giants that it took the Patriots having interest in your guy for you to realize maybe we should sign him and not trade him. Because remember, this was last year before they signed him to the big deal. Number two, I believe this, Colin. If the Giants don't upgrade their quarterback situation, which is to get away from Eli Manning, and before Giants fans have a baby, we all got it. He won the 2 Super Bowls. He beat Brady, the 18-0 Patriots. You gave him 2 parades in New York. Those are years ago.
Right.
He's done.
Yeah.
So if they don't upgrade that position, I believe there's a chance the Giants could trade him because Eli can't get him the ball. He's being wasted. So if you can get something and build your team, I can see that definitely happen. I wouldn't trade a guy of that talent. The one thing about it, he might be emotional. He might be a prima donna and a diva and all that, but he's not a bad-spirited guy, not a mean guy or like a problem.
Right.
And you've never heard teammates say he doesn't work hard or he's not trying to win.
So you'd take Antonio Brown too?
I would, for those exact reasons. He's a talent. It's a difference of a guy. I've never heard one bad thing about Antonio Brown from teammates. Have you?
Well, Big Ben, and he's...
Well, other than Big Ben, but Big...
Man, look, man, Big Ben's opinions and thoughts should have as much credibility as somebody that just got off from doing something extremely bad. That just got off of, like, murdering somebody. Their credibility should not fucking matter. Big Ben's credibility shouldn't matter. He was talking shit about his coach. Big Ben has a history of just throwing motherfuckers under the bus, man. His opinion should not matter. I mean, they acting like this dude is some fucking choir boy that everybody fucking loves. I mean, look, and I've already said something about the whole Antonio Brown thing, man. The Pittsburgh Steelers have went through so many fucking great receivers. You're talking about Plexico Burress, Emmanuel Sanders, Martavis Bryant. You know, and you have all these guys who are big-time players. None of them lasted in Pittsburgh. Martavis Bryant had apparent issues off the field. Or, off the field. And Plexico Burress had issues off the field. Santonio Holmes as well. I forgot to name him. Like, they act like Antonio Brown is the first player to come through that system. And I'm talking just that wide receiver. To have these issues, man. No. And this is why he's not the problem. This is why Mike Tomlin is the problem. If it's like a handful of players that are issues off the field, then you got to chalk it up to the players. But when you're talking about a whole group of guys that just have all these issues, man, your fucking quarterback, all these guys have all these issues. It's the culture of the locker room, man. Like, it's not the players. When you allow a player who has never had millions of dollars before in his life to come out of college to play for you and make millions immediately, no shit they're going to change. If anybody that doesn't have, $250,000 in the bank right now, if they make, if they invent something and they make about $25 million off that shit, everybody will fucking change. Come on, nobody stays the same. When your circumstances changes, you change. And it's just the way it is, man. I mean, most people develop a personality based off of their lifestyle, based off of where they are class-wise in the world. There have been so many people that were humble that make a little bit of fucking money and now they stunting on every fucking body. And it happens. It happens. It doesn't mean he's a distraction. Antonio Brown is the best wide receiver in the NFL. Odell Beckham, in my opinion, is the second best wide receiver in the NFL. They're going to have issues when you pay them millions of dollars and they're not used to that kind of money. They're going to have personality issues, personality quirks. I'm not going to say issues, personality quirks. Like, I watched a segment, and I'm going to do a little thing on a segment of Doug Gottlieb pretty much assassinating the character of Odell Beckham. Like his hair, what he does on the as touchdown celebrations. That's the reason why his team isn't winning, or that's the reason why he's not contributing to their success. All right, let me get back to it.
Big Ben has some issues with other teammates as well.
Yeah, he and Aaron are a little dramatic.
Right. But other than that, the talent outweighs. Antonio Brown, 15 touchdowns in 15 games. Not many guys doing that. They can't even get Julio Jones a touchdown in Atlanta.
That's a good point. By the way, you are a Baseball Hall of Fame voter. And we were just talking about that, about something. Manny Machado signed with the Padres today. It's 10 years. It's $300 million.
All right, so that's it. Those were the two topics, LeBron and Odell Beckham. But I'm going to leave it at this.